Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Lenny Yoro may still be 19, but showed his leadership qualities in a moment of hardship for a Manchester United teammate. The French teenager was only signed last summer after the Red Devils beat Real Madrid to his signature. His appearances have been limited since the move, however, with injuries restricting his opportunities. He was, though, given an opportunity to start as United took on struggling Ipswich at Old Trafford on Wednesday night. But less than 5 minutes into the encounter, the visitors found themselves in front thanks to a catastrophic error. Patrick Dorgu, signed in January for £30 million, was attempting to shield the ball back into the United area, only for goalkeeper Andre Onana to meet him at the corner of the box. Rather than clear the ball, though, Dorgu contrived to knock it past the onrushing Onana, leaving Jadon Sancho with the easiest of chances to open the scoring. Dorgu stood disconsolate as Ipswich ran off to celebrate, but he wasn't alone for long as Yoro ran to his defensive colleague, embraced him, and offered some words of encouragement. There was more of an inquest in the television studios, however, with a suggestion it was actually Onana at fault for the blunder. Working for TNT Sports, Robbie Savage said, "I'd love to hear Rio's Ferdinand view as a defender in that situation. The defender has got it under control. I don't think there is a reason why Onana should come out there. He should be talking, just lay it back to him on his right foot, then he can clear it. I don't know why he is coming. The defender is in control. Onana, stay in your goal." Fortunately for United, they quickly turned the game around through an own goal from Sam Morsy and a Matthijs de Ligt strike. However, Dorgu's 45 minutes of personal misery was compounded before the half-time whistle when he was shown red for a horror tackle on Omari Hutchinson. Dorgu initially escaped punishment before VAR advised referee Darren England to re-watch the incident on the pitchside monitor. After doing so, Dorgu was given his marching orders. Ferdinand said on the tackle, "It is actually a bad touch from Omari Hutchinson in the first place, and Patrick Dorgu is quick to challenge, but it is reckless. It is a straight leg challenge, and I don't think there can be any complaints." And Ipswich needed just a few minutes to capitalise on their numerical advantage as Sancho scored his second of the game in first half injury time. After the break, United managed to get themselves back in front as they scored from a set piece for the third time during the contest, this time through Harry Maguire. Manchester United overcame a horror start to beat Premier League strugglers Ipswich and end their awful run. The hosts endured a nightmare opening few minutes as horrible miscommunication between Patrick Dorgu and Andre Onana gifted Ipswich the lead. But United regrouped and soon found themselves ahead, thanks to a Sam Morsy own goal and a strike from Matthijs de Ligt. But things then got tricky for the Red Devils as Patrick Dorgu was sent off for an awful challenge on Omari Hutchinson. Sancho then levelled matters once again moments before the break. Harry Maguire restored United's lead only moments after the restart from yet another set-piece, securing a chaotic victory. Take a look at all of the talking points from Old Trafford. In a season that has been strewn with a host of incomprehensible errors, the worst of them was potentially witnessed on Wednesday as Ipswich claimed the lead. January signing Dorgu attempted to deal with a long ball by playing it back to Onana. Unfortunately, the Cameroonian was far out of his goal as Dorgu's pass dribbled past him and into the path of Sancho. The Ipswich forward gleefully accepted the ball and tapped it into the empty net. It was an error that many in Old Trafford could simply not believe, albeit it is becoming less and less of a surprise as a calamitous season for the Red Devils continues. Best as he did at Everton, Bruno Fernandes gave United a route back into the game from a free kick. Alejandro Garnacho was hauled down on the left, and the Portuguese playmaker stepped up. His wicked cross caused havoc in the Ipswich penalty area and thundered into the back of the net via Sam Morsy. Fernandes then earned another assist as his corner eventually found the net via de Ligt. He secured his treble by teeing up United's second-half winner from another corner. It was the sixth consecutive goal United had scored from a Fernandes set-piece. You just have to wonder how much worse United would be without their captain. Given United's woes, they will certainly have been hoping some fortune went their way sooner rather than later, and it did as they went ahead. From a Fernandes corner, Harry Maguire saw a header saved. Diogo Dalot followed up, but was also brilliant denied by Alex Palmer. But the ball fell to De Ligt, who smashed home his second goal of the season. Given United's struggles for goals this season, Amorim will certainly be thrilled to see them coming through other routes. It's very rare things are rosy very long for United, and they got even redder before half-time. Dorgu, at fault for Ipswich's goal, crunched in on Omari Hutchinson near the dugouts, and on second viewing, the Ipswich man was very lucky to avoid a very serious injury. Having only awarded a free kick for the challenge initially, the referee was called over to the VAR area and subsequently sent Dorgu off. And it is very difficult to argue that it was the wrong decision. The defender will now miss the next 3 matches. With the man advantage, Ipswich then hauled themselves level, and it was another goal that was a defensive mess for United. Philogene picked up the ball deep and attempted a teasing ball into the box. Liam Delap stuck out a boot, but failed to get any contact, with Philogene's initial cross nestling into the far corner of Onana's net. After saving United in their FA Cup clash with Leicester a few weeks ago, Maguire was at it again against Ipswich, but this time it came slightly earlier. From another Fernandes corner, the defender ghosted in unmarked towards the penalty spot. He remained unchallenged as the ball reached him, and he practically had to stoop to nod the ball into the net. It was the third set piece that Amorim's side had scored on the evening, and ended up being a priceless one to secure the win. Alejandro Garnacho will have to answer 2 questions for Ruben Amorim after heading straight for the dressing room after he was substituted. The United winger was sacrificed for some defensive reinforcement after Patrick Dorgu was sent off in Wednesday night's win over Ipswich Town. Garnacho traipsed off the pitch to be replaced by Noussair Mazraoui before heading down the touchline to the tunnel. The 20-year-old, who was linked with a move away from United in January, appeared to indicate it was to change his shirt. Old Trafford was home to heavy rain, leaving players sodden. The Red Devils coach is sure to have been left frustrated by Garnacho detracting from 3 points, even if they were not entirely convincing. United recovered from a goal down to win 3-2 at home against the Tractor Boys, but Garnacho threw another spanner in the works when he posted a picture of himself heading off the pitch to his Instagram story. Amorim has already confirmed that he will speak to Garnacho about his quick exit from the field, and he may well be left with further questions after his players' post stirred the pot, regardless of his intention. Questions over possible discontent will feel like familiar territory for the 40-year-old since his arrival at the club. "You are making a connection with Marcus Rashford, right?" "I know," Amorim said following the game. "What I am seeing is that I'm going to talk obviously with Garnacho about that, so I will talk about that if you want in the next press conference." It was cold and wet, maybe, Amorim had initially suggested when asked whether Garnacho had been handed permission to head straight to the dressing room. While the result paid off for Amorim, the former Sporting boss nevertheless explained his decision to sacrifice Garnacho's attacking impetus. The Portuguese coach's priority was to retain his side's shape. The thinking was that we would play 5-3-1. That is a risk because Garnacho is the one who can play 1v1 in pace, Amorim said. But I felt the team was okay in the controlling of the game almost at half-time, and then we make the substitution. We had to choose someone to go out. We have to think about set pieces also, so it was my choice. The choice had caused some consternation during the game, with Ipswich quickly equalising before the break, before Harry Maguire's second-half winner. I was surprised to see Alejandro Garnacho come off after the red card because he pushes the team the other way, Rio Ferdinand said.